Where will housing prices end in 2022? New data predicts a 4% drop in 5 months, and homes with these two characteristics will be hardest hit. Guys, 4% drop in the next 5 months. That is a prediction coming from this article from fortune.com. Now, do you agree with it? 4% drop? That's actually a huge statement that they're making, because that's actually, it's a lot of you might think like, oh, that's not that much, 4%. What's the big deal? But it is actually a huge deal. And it's a little bit of a racy, statement. Now, let's look. What does 4% mean? Look, if we jump over to the Redfin weekly housing market data right now, our current price, which look at that big drop, by the way, okay? Right now, the median sale price is $374,000. 4%, if we were to shave off 4%, it would put us, it would be roughly about $15,000, and it would roughly put us at around $360,000, right? So, it would put us like in 5 months, it would put us like around right here. I don't know if you could see, here's my mouse right here. So somewhere around like basically this line right here. We would be at this line right here. So I don't think so. I think personally, because in 5 months, right, that will put us like all the way out here. Look at that trajectory. Look how fast it's sliding down. The Fed's already said that they might be raising the rates. So it's going to slow down the market even more. I'm thinking it's going to be a 4% drop like in the next 2 months. Like honestly, like I'm not thinking, now that I think about it, this is actually seems very conservative. When I jump into the chart, I'm thinking it's going to be a bigger drop. It's going to be faster, because here's the deal. We are going into a Christmas holiday season, which generally slows down the market even more. And I'm predicting a slow holiday season in general as far as sales are concerned. So when those numbers start coming out, I think it's really going to spook the market. So I'm definitely thinking that it's going to be more than a 4% drop, but I also think it's going to be, it's going to happen. I think we're going to hit 4% in probably in the next 2 months, to be honest, 2 to 3 months. Like by end of October, we would hit that threshold. So, in the next 5 to 6 months, I'm thinking maybe 6 to 8%, maybe even 10% drop in 6 months. Now, when I look at like the next year, for example, I could definitely see, anywhere from 10 to 20% drop. And in the following year, probably another 10 to 20% drop. Again, I think the housing is incredibly overvalued right now, the housing market, and we're in an extreme bubble. And it's basically and the economy is just changing so much. We have, institutional corporations jumping into the housing market. But traditionally, they used to be about 20 to 25% of the market. They own, corporations would own single family homes. But now it's jumped up to 30, 35%, 40% in some cases. So like, it's kind of crazy. It's basically, we have the stock market turning us into renters, and I don't think that is good at all. I think that's bad. Remember, I am one of these believers, and whether you agree with me or disagree, this is just my personal opinion, but I believe that, investing in a property builds wealth. It builds generational wealth. You could take it and pass it down to your family. You could turn it into an a stream of income. If you want to rent it, there's this great idea where like you buy a nice house, you pay it. As you get older, you buy a smaller condo. Then when you get to that age, you rent the big house for like a lot of money. You live in the small condo, and you basically live for free, right? That's what the power of housing does to a lot of people. But when we have corporations jumping in an environment where we have very low supply, it creates a huge mess of problems, especially for me, like just thinking about it. So I don't like that. I think single family homes should be left to single families, to families, and to the community. I don't want some guy in a cubicle in Wall Street, basically buying and selling houses looking at some data charts, right? No, like I believe that buying a house is an emotional decision. You have to go, you have to look at it, you have to go in, you have to smell it, you got to talk to the neighbors, you got to see, do you see yourself in this neighborhood? Do you see yourself driving into this driveway every day? That's the kind of questions you need to ask yourself, not some like some dude and some person in Wall Street just basically looking at numbers all day and predicting where it's gonna go. Because again, when you make a purchase based on emotions, it's a whole different thing than when you make a purchase based on the idea of like investing, right? So although homes are an investment, there's still an emotional connection to that purchase, right? I could sit there right now, I could go on E-Trade or something and buy some Amazon stock or some Tesla stock, and yeah, that's easy. And you know what? Tomorrow, if it jumps up and I want to sell, I could sell it, make a little bit of money. Or if it goes down and I panic, I could sell it, and then maybe I lost a little bit. But regardless, that's okay, right? I can do that with Tesla and Amazon stock, but I'm not gonna do that with the house. I'm not gonna sit there and, oh, houses went up, I'm gonna sell. Oh, houses went down, no. Like buying a house, it's a long-term investment. That means technically, if you want to get the most out of your investment in properties, you have to keep them for like forever, basically. It's not something that you just get rid of. Think about like, imagine like your great grandfather, right? Bought a nice house and kept it in the family. You know how well off you would be right now? You and your family, you guys, like you would be getting a check. All the grandchildren or whatever, the great grandchildren will probably be getting a check from that property. But what ends up happening is, people get selfish, people need cash. So, they get handed down a property from their parents or their grandparents, and they're like, oh yeah, great, oh man, this house is worth this much, blah, blah, sell it, I'm gonna buy my boat. No, like you never sell properties. You keep them and you rent them. And you build wealth. That's how I see it. So in general, guys, I don't totally agree with this article. I think their price is going to be higher for sure. I think we're going to see a bigger drop in general. But the writing is on the wall. Everybody is now predicting a big drop, and that's really the bigger picture. Whether it drops 4% in 5 months, or I'm predicting 8 to 10% in 5 months. It doesn't matter. We're all seeing a decline, right? No, I do think that nobody necessarily wants to go too crazy with, big institutions like Fortune. They don't want to sit there and say, oh, we predict there's going to be a 30% drop, because that's just too crazy, right? They need data to back it up. And I know that when I tell you I'm thinking it's going to be a 10% drop, it's basically based on the idea that I believe that there's going to be slower GDP growth, which might trigger a big sell-off in the stock market, which might make some of these companies that have been investing in real estate kind of panic, and they might flood the market with selling their homes, and that could create a big catastrophe. Now this could happen in the next 5 months, because remember, come January, it's almost like a reset, and we're still reporting our earnings from the holiday season. So once January comes, if we don't have those huge numbers, we might see a big contraction in our economy, and we're just gonna have to wait and see that. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this video. Now, I just wanna say thank you guys so much for everyone who's been watching my videos and supporting my channel. It really does mean a lot to me. And if you're new to my videos and you like what I have to say, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button and go ahead and like and leave a comment. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.